Hey everybody, this is my video review of Conan number 24, the Song of Sonja. Song of Red Sonja, the first appearance of Red Sonja in Marvel comic books. This was illustrated by Barry Smith, and this is one of those issues where Barry Smith artwork really stands out. I mean, you can see why from the splash page. Anyway, in this run of Conan's, you can really tell that Barry Smith was turning into something special as a comic book illustrator. And I mean special in a positive way, not special. Now, Barry Smith's early stuff, it kind of looked Jack Kirby-ish, especially if you looked at his Avengers run. I mean, it wasn't a really long run, it was just a couple issues, I think, but he drew some of the early Ultron appearances, and it looked like he was just like a Jack Kirby imitator. And then you see this, and it's like, okay, this guy is becoming he's becoming original. And just so you know, the book that I'm turning through isn't the original Conan number 24, so you don't have to flip out. Oh my God, what are you doing in that comic book? This is a reprint from this Conan Treasury Edition from 1977. And I remember it's from 1977 because, it says 1977 on the cover. Now this is a John Buscema cover, which makes sense because he was a solid Conan artist for years after Barry Smith left the title. Red Sonja has that 70s cut. She's gonna look a lot different in this book. So here we go. And if you're not familiar with the story, this is in the middle of a multi-issue run where Conan is a soldier. He's stuck inside a city under siege. And I think right now Conan's side, the side that's under siege is winning because he got stuff like this going on. I mean, and then read that middle right panel. And this is how you should settle problems. Right? They're betting on the fight, right? And one guy says, "Oh, Ten Asper says he takes that Brythunian pig." Another guy says, "I'm a Brythunian, you worthless wonk." And then another guy says, "Wonk, did you say now?" Does my heart good to see men handle conflict the old-fashioned way, not with feminine cancel culture, but with good old-fashioned brawl. Back in those days, you could insult each other with ethnic slurs or racial taunts and then just fight it out. And the next day, everybody would be friends again or dead. I like how Conan gets mad that somebody pulls a sword on him. That's what I used to hear about fights. Nobody really gets hurt when it's skin on skin. I mean, you get hurt, but not hurt. Okay, now look at this. Red Sonja is a tease. I mean, she can do what she wants, right? But if she's gonna get naked with a Cimmerian in a fountain, she should expect it maybe I mean, okay, yeah, fine, she can set her own boundaries, but she's still wrong to tempt him, and he should know better than to think he's gonna get any. I mean, it's Red Sonja. Are you serious? What is, okay. Don't call me the pervert, all right? I didn't draw that. And keep in mind, this was approved by the Comics Code Authority. I mean, that Dr. Wortham guy, I think his name's Wortham, the guy who wrote Seduction of the Innocent with saying the comic book industry was run by I mean, he's probably squirming in his grave. I was right. Well, nice hook, Sonja. Now see, the word balloon setup is a little sloppy. At first I thought it was Red Sonja saying, "I've killed men for less than that." But I guess it's Conan. I mean, the thing is, it works for either character. I mean, the artwork here is just good. I used to say that any Conan story written by somebody who's not Robert E. Howard is just a story about a barbarian who happens to be named Conan. And this applies to comic books too. Any Conan comic book drawn by somebody who's not Barry Smith is just about a barbarian who happens to be named Conan. And that even applies to most of the John Buscema issues. Maybe there's like 10 issues right after Barry Smith was done that were really, really good, and maybe John Buscema's first 10 or 20 issues of Savage Sword of Conan were really good, and then everything got generic after that. And here we have an interlude. I think this is the King and Queen of the City Under Siege. Just a lot of reading. Whatever it is, there's not much else like this in comic books ever, so just enjoy it and get ready for some action on the next page. This reminds me of that scene from, I think it's the third Evil Dead movie where the Bruce Campbell character keeps messing up the spell, and here's Red Sonja, Kanama Kalajarama, blast you! Kanama Kalajar, she forgets it, The thing is, I've always thought the monsters and magic were the least interesting part of Conan stories, but still, I'm going to keep on saying this is really, really well drawn. Barry Smith can make anything look interesting. And here's an example. This could be like almost generic Conan versus monster action. And this stuff can become really dull, especially when it happens almost every single issue, but Barry Smith can make this interesting. Now, I'm not sure Conan and Red Sonja could really banter like this while fighting a monster, but it's still kind of fun to read. Her Conan says right here, then bat your sea green eyes at the thing, or maybe wiggle your hips. That worked with me at any rate. See, you don't think of Conan as coming up with witty banter. Of course, Conan kills the monster, and then Red Sonja chants the spell, correctly this time, I guess. And then Conan still thinks he's going to get some, and then she betrays him. And he gets a little aggressive with her on the horse. It's like, down, Conan, down. She gets away from him, and she taunts him. What a tease. God, poor Conan. Now, to be fair, he's probably carrying a bunch of sexually transmitted diseases that she doesn't want to be part of if she doesn't have them already. I mean, avoiding sexually transmitted diseases, that's a great reason to stay celibate. And then Conan smashes his hand. Don't smash your hand, Conan. You might need that hand tonight. All right, here's the next Conan story, which isn't bad. It's Gil Kane, who's a decent artist, and then you have Neil Adams inking it, but Neil Adams seems kind of wasted as an inker. Not wasted like, hey man, but I mean his talent seems, he's better off drawing than inking most of the time. All right, this was a great example of a great Conan story from the 1970s. I think this is why I don't really like reading comic books today, because I think I was spoiled by the high quality of comics when I was growing up. All right, well, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe so that I know to make more. Please check out my blog, Dysfunctional Literacy, for more book reviews and some of my own original writing. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.